Hello, my name is Hannah Harper, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about childhood language disorders, but more specifically, I'm going to be talking about speech sound disorders in the preschool age group. So, from like 3 to 5 years old, kind of before elementary school, that transition. So a little background of childhood language disorders. Childhood language disorders in preschoolers are seen through difficulties in understanding or using spoken language, usually affecting key aspects of learning and social interaction. Early identification and intervention throughout this whole thing is really vital, and kind of the key point of this whole video is that you want to get early identification and intervention for your kiddo. And in this age range specifically, it is very critical for long-term educational and developmental outcomes to just get the help they need. So normal language milestones for preschool age group specifically, kiddos in this age group should be using sentences of 3 to 6 words and expand to 4 or more words by age 4. By age 3, their vocabulary should be around 300 to 500 words. They should be able to answer simple questions, be able to use plurals correctly, describing use of objects, and then also understanding some spatial concepts. By age 4, strangers or people not really related to the child should be able to understand most of what the child is saying. Doesn't have to be perfect, but just for the most part, understand what the child is saying. The kiddo should be asking questions, telling simple stories, using pronouns and past tense, and following multi-step directions. And then by age 5, they should be using sentences with detail, telling stories with multiple events, communicating clearly with both adults and peers in their class, in preschool or wherever it may be. And then they should also know over 1,000 words and use complex sentence structure with that. Some common language disorders for this age group, the most common ones are like expressive language disorder, receptive language disorder, mixed receptive expressive language disorder, speech sound disorder, which I am focusing on, and then stuttering. And I found some stats. DLD affects developmental language disorder, affects 7% of preschool children. And then speech sound disorders are also very common. And I think the most commonly diagnosed, and it's about 8 to 9%. And then these are characterized by errors in grammar, limited sentence length, difficulty with conversation, trouble understanding questions or stories, or difficulty understanding speech. So speech sound disorder as a whole is defined as difficulty producing the sound of speech, and it ultimately impacts the kiddo's ability to be understood by others. It can manifest as articulation issues, where maybe a specific sound is produced incorrectly, like R's or S's or whatever it may be, or phonological process errors, where patterns of errors occur. While the exact cause of this is often unknown, potential factors including hearing loss, physical abnormalities, like a cleft palate, neurological conditions, or developmental delays, but it kind of varies from kiddo to kiddo.